Hello, leaders. Welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that provides tips and techniques to help you navigate the leadership challenges you face every day. I'm your host, Paul Grau Jr. from the CLC Team, and we work primarily with military leaders to help them be the absolute best leader they can be. Our primary goal here is to help you lead from your very best self. Because let's face it, everyone deserves a great leader. So let's jump right into today's topic. So today I want to talk about communicating with hybrid employees. Now, I'm sure I don't have to explain to you, but hybrid employees are simply employees that work in the office at times and at home at times. Now, this can also apply to your fully remote employees and communicating better with them. But I have recently heard a lot of people that said that the hybrid employees are sometimes more difficult to communicate with than the totally remote employees. Now, communicating effectively with hybrid employees is nothing new. Or for that matter, communicating effectively with remote employees is nothing new either. Because I spent 26 years in the military and I was rarely on the same shift or possibly even in the same shop or office as the people that I was leading or supervising. So I had to go out of my way to continuously try to communicate with the people that were on different shifts. And you can call it what you will, but it might as well have been hybrid and remote employees because I rarely saw them a lot of times unless I made it a point to see them. And the cool thing is, in the military, I was able to communicate effectively with these hybrid and remote employees that I led without all the fancy technology and the fancy gadgets that we have today. So we need to, first of all, be fully taking advantage of whatever technology that we could get our hands on. And one thing to do that is in a leadership position, sometimes we fall behind on some of the latest and greatest technology that our people and our team members are using. So the first thing that I would recommend to communicate effectively with your people, whether they're hybrid or even in the same office as you or totally remote, is to find out what kind of media that they prefer. Do they prefer phone conversations? Do they prefer FaceTime? Do they prefer Microsoft Teams or Zoom or WebEx? Find out what system that they prefer. Because you think about it, if you're communicating with somebody, you want them to be as most comfortable as possible. You don't want them to try to figure out to get used to some kind of system just because you're more comfortable with it. Now, I understand that that may be a little bit more work for you, but that's the extra step that great leaders can take. I also understand that some organizations out there have their hands tied. The military may have one specific system because that's what they say is the most secure. An organization may have bought into Microsoft Teams and they don't want to use Zoom, or they might be using WebEx and they don't want to use Zoom or Teams. So I know your hands are tied to a certain degree, but that doesn't prevent you from going above and beyond and trying to connect with them on a much deeper level besides just your official business all the time. I have a lot of friends that don't live anywhere close to me, and I Marco Polo with them off and on, quite a bit actually. And some of my closest friends, I see more on Marco Polo, the Marco Polo app, where I send them, it's like a video text kind of that you're sending, but I communicate more with them than I do a lot of my close friends in the same town as me. And that's what's made this communicating and reaching out to people that aren't living close to you really convenient. So by all means, take advantage of whatever technology that they like. They might like WhatsApp, or they might like some other type of video conferencing, but get with them. That also shows them that you're willing to go that extra mile to meet them where they're most comfortable. And that's going to start things out on a great level. The other thing is to make the effort. As a leader, you need to continuously make the effort, schedule the time and the date of when you're going to meet with these hybrid and remote employees. And remember, don't forget about the employees that are in the office full time, Because a lot of times we have a tendency to focus so much on communicating with people who aren't in the office that we have a tendency to forget the people that are sitting in the office right next to us. So make sure you don't deprive them or, forget about them. But you're never going to be able to communicate with anybody if you don't make the time and the effort available. Put it on your calendar. Schedule an appointment with them. And the other thing that I really see other organizations and leaders having a hard time with is trusting their remote and hybrid employees. When I say this, when you're not trusting your remote and hybrid employees or your employees that are working right next to you for all that matter, and when you don't trust somebody, it's really easy to pick up on that. So learn to trust all of your employees. They may not be working the same way at home as they are in the office, but if they're getting their work done, who cares? Learn to trust your people, especially the hybrid and the remote employees, because let's face it, if we don't trust them, they're at home and it's a lot more convenient for them while they're at home to start looking for employment elsewhere. And if they can sense that you don't trust them, well, guess what? They're looking. So that's 2 tips where I think will make all the difference in the world. Figure out what platform they're most comfortable with. Go the extra mile and have above and beyond besides the professional conversations with them. Make more of an effort, just connect with them and ask them questions. And also trust them. Set them up for success by trusting them. Give them specific tasks where you have to trust them and then let them shine. Hey, as always, thank you for listening. So we have some big things going on here with our online membership group for leaders. It's actually growing, and we're adding a new group specifically for military leaders. Now, we're still working out all the details and bonuses that will be included. But for now, please help us spread the word. This group will be a place where military leaders can learn new skills, refine older skills, and have deep discussions with like-minded leaders who actually get exactly where other military leaders are coming from. We're going to tap into everyone's expertise, and the group members will help bring out the very best in each other. So keep tuned in, and please be sure to let any military leader that you know about this group, and that will be up and running very, very soon. This is going to be different than any other leadership development group out there. So be ready and get excited. Hey, that's it for today. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges.